Hey, what's up? This is another video response, this time to 305636. Another great video. Again, agree with a lot of the stuff that you talk about on the video. I was interested in what you was talking about the fleas. The story you told us about the fleas being trained. I've heard this before, and there's been some research done into it. I know you said that you don't know if it's true, you don't believe it, but I do believe it. I was talking to a psychologist friend of mine who told me like various things where this type of thing has been used in the past to show how people can get conditioned to certain things. I heard a different variation to that, but I don't know. I'm wondering, have you heard the story about kind of crabs in a bucket? Fishermen say that if you put crabs in a bucket, you don't need to put any type of lid or cover over it, because as one crab tries to crawl its way out, the other crabs will reach up and pull them back down. And in a way, I think that's a metaphor for life, because sometimes people, want to improve themselves and want to do better for themselves in the sense of starting a business or getting their education. Excuse me. And people from their community or family and whatnot tell them, no, you shouldn't do this. You can't do that. Why can't people do that? Why do people seem to think that they can't do things? Because it's a choice in the end. If I decide that I want to be a success, and I make decisions and right decisions, it will lead me to success. It's my belief. If I decide to do bad things, it will lead to me being a failure, or a failure in my own eyes. So there's that story with the crabs, and there's also like another story that I heard. What I found exactly the same principle, but I can't remember. If anyone knows where I can find out the actual names of these experiments, please let me know. But I know that there was some research done, and there was, I think it was like some type of chimpanzees or monkeys or something in a cage, and what they did was they put 20 monkeys into a cage or an enclosure, and there was a platform with a ledge where they put bananas or some type of food for what the monkeys would enjoy on there, and there was a rope. The only way they could reach the food was a rope going up to the platform. And what they did was, as the monkeys were climbing up the rope, they would shoot them with a high-pressured hose, what would shock them, and the monkeys would come down. And what happened what the experiment was, is they slowly started to take the monkeys out of the enclosure, and in the end what happened was, Let me start again. Basically, the monkeys would climb up the rope to try and get to the platform, and after a while, the monkeys wouldn't climb up. They would start pulling the other monkeys down because they knew something was going to happen to them. Like, they knew they couldn't get up there, and they started pulling them down. Well, they started, the scientists or whoever was conducting the test started taking out the monkeys in groups, and eventually, and then replacing them with other monkeys. And to cut a long story short, it's quite interesting if you can find out what it is. I can't even remember at the moment what this test was called. Is they replaced all of the original 20 monkeys with new monkeys, and they were on a, so none of them had been shot with a high pressured water cannon or hose or whatever, but they'd been conditioned to think in a certain way, and whenever one of the monkeys tried to climb up the rope, the others would pull them down without any understanding why they were doing it. I find that pretty fascinating, to be honest, and as I said, it's like the same type of thing happens. We all live our lives in a certain way because we've been conditioned to live our lives that way. That doesn't mean that it's right at all. Another example of that, for example, is when they say, well, you know what people say. What people? No one has ever been able to point out to me when somebody says, oh, you know what people say, who these actual people are. Who are they on about? Who are they talking about? It's just rumours. It's just rumours. Now, I'm not saying don't take advice from people. There's a lot of advice, and people should take advice. But it's also, if you want something, you need to go out there and get it. Anyway, I know that isn't exactly in response to the video on mental shackles, but that just reminded me of that story, and I thought I'd share it with you. Cheers.